Live from Southern California, but not actually live because the time this is uploaded, we have recorded this about a week ago. It is MoonTown Offline.
Line.
Line, 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 line.
What day is it?
Today's the 24th.
It's Friday, April 24th at 1:19 p.m.
Yeah, 2020.
Heck yeah. I feel like this week for me went by faster.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, technically it's only been 6 days, but I don't know. I felt like I called you like 2 days ago.
That's very true, actually. Yeah, I think for me too, this week and probably like the week before that has been going on pretty quick because like I've been doing more things,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe it's like I'm doing less things because I don't know which one, like how fast time passes for each of those. Because like when you're sitting around doing nothing, time can be pretty fast.
Yeah.
But when you're running around doing stuff, that also kind of has the same effect.
For me, more when I'm doing nothing, time progresses slower.
Well,
You know what's weird?
what's up?
Something I've noticed for a couple years now. So, sometimes you're scrolling through Facebook. Well, you would know this if you had a Facebook.
Sure.
But even Instagram, where there's a video and but you don't have the sound on for it,
Yeah.
but you're still watching it. For me, the sound off makes it seem longer because when I have the sound on, I think it's because I'm being maybe blasted with more than one sense that my perception of time seems to go quicker, maybe because I'm more engrossed. This is a weird thing I've noticed, and I would maybe like look into it, but I don't know. It's interesting because it should work even when you're thinking about it because I've thought about it and it still worked. But just for me, like that 30 seconds feels a lot longer when there's nothing going on, but just watching a video. But then it feels like a normal 30 seconds when I have the sound on. It's crazy.
Wow. That's philosophy student, everyone.
See, maybe it's because I've had observations like this that's drawn me towards philosophy.
That might be it. You're the kind of guy that we're all just trying to hang out, have a good time, and they're like, "Yo, what if like death is the final step?" And I'm like, "Dude, what the heck?"
Nah, bro, death is a rebirth. When I get rid of this disease known as the human condition and I can hang with my boy Jesus.
Yeah, like man, we're just trying to have a conga line here. Why you gotta bring up how time
I
is
mean,
non-existent?
why do you gotta tell me that there's no proof that that fridge exists when I'm not looking at it? Who's George Barkley? Why did he say that?
Yeah, how can you pronounce that name? I don't care about Austria.
It's Austria. So how's
Yeah,
your week
there's kind of
going?
a silent. You want to get right to it?
Well, have you been done anything cool this week?
Uh, let's see. We've been recording more of the brothers. We're trying to get through Sonic Heroes right now.
Nice.
Yeah, I wanted to start off the first episode with like a sing along of that opening song. Is it
From
like
Sonic Heroes?
yeah from Sonic Heroes?
Oh, I don't remember it because I only my cousin had the game. I didn't.
Oh, look it up. It's really sick. But I just want to like sing along to it. But Justin was worried about copyright stuff. And I
Mm,
told him like, no, we're singing. It's gonna be like we're singing over it.
yeah,
So it doesn't have to
you
be.
should be fine.
Yeah, but what are you gonna do? We recorded it, and we are still recording now. Since in SoCal the temperatures are getting much much higher because like springtime's kind of wrapping up. So we're like, oh, now we're suddenly burning.
Yeah, I don't like it. I have a fan in my room now. If you hear it, you want to see
Yeah,
it? Right, it's
yeah, I
that
see it.
purple thing.
Yeah, I got a little dinky one. Uh, yeah, right there. Yeah,
Oh, I see it. For a second, I was looking at BB-8, and I was like, "That's BB-8."
yeah. Pretty sweet though. But yeah, got this little one, and then I'll put in like a fan in my window here when I'm trying to sleep.
Nice.
Air and stuff. But yeah,
It's perfect cuddle weather if I had someone that to cuddle with in my house as opposed to in her own house.
oh man, well, that's all right, man. You'll be reunited with AJ one day.
My son.
Yeah, son AJ. But yeah, just a little note. Since it's like summertime, the garage in the afternoon is going to be almost non-existent because it's a sweatshop in there.
Yeah.
We have no ventilation. It's stuffy as all get out.
We can leave the door open maybe and put the fan on.
We've thought that, yeah. It'd probably just be easier recording stuff like in the morning or in the evening, just when things have cooled down.
Oh, let's do the evening when we get back to it. That would be really fun too.
Yeah, nice late nights.
Although we still gotta suffer through our super long recording session.
That is true. But
I mean, suffer in the sense that we'll be sweating for the first half and then fine in the second half.
yeah. Suffering is a strong word.
Mm-hmm.
Refer it as gaming with friend with perspiration included.
Yep. Might as well lose some weight while we're playing video games.
I know, right?
That's the same cup.
Yeah.
From like
trying to keep
the first podcast. We're trying to keep continuity.
Yeah. This was in the second podcast too, man.
Oh damn! I totally missed it.
Trying to keep some consistency in this life.
I might be wearing the same shirt from one of the Hell's Kitchen shirt.
I was about to comment on that. I think you worn that before here.
Mm-hmm.
I think it must have been the second one.
Yeah, I cycle through the same shirts because, well, I'm topless most of the time.
I believe you.
I have to put on shirts for Zoom meetings.
Nice. Yeah, the summer heat's also bad because my hair grows very long if I don't cut it like at least once every month and a half, and then I got this sweet beard that I'm trying to pull off and like see how long it can grow until the lockdown's over.
It is true, by the way, that if you shave or trim your beard and it's in a colder time, your face does get colder because you have this nice warm.
Exactly. Yeah. What the cavemen uses.
It doesn't affect it in the summer. It's just a beard. It doesn't, because it's not like that part of your face gets hot.
Yeah. I suppose the hair is more of the problem than the actual beard. Yeah, I've had times where my hair's like down to here. I usually measure it by the front part of the hair. So I'll do this sometimes. And when it's like covering most of my eye, it's like, all right, I gotta cut this sucker down. I don't know. I think the back's just growing a lot longer than the front these days.
I used to be able to do that.
Some day long ago.
It's sad because during college is when it went really, like this was starting to happen senior year a little bit, but like I want to say 2017 and 2018 especially, more so maybe 2018, I don't remember exactly, but that's when my hair started not liking me. But I appreciated it. In high school, I was like, I know this isn't going to last long, so I'm going to enjoy my hair while it lasts. And even though I had tons of dandruff those last 2 years, I still had nice soft hair that people were like, in my hair's now. I think one time you were like, ooh, your hair's really soft. And I'm like, I know. Not a lot of it, but it's quality, not quantity.
Exactly.
Anyways, I've been playing Dragon Quest 11 on my Switch yesterday and Dragon Quest 8 on my PS2, and I did a really hard-ass boss fight today. I was so proud of myself, and then you were like, hey, we got a call, and I was like, oh, you're right, and I saved my game and quit.
Yeah, it's all right. Me and my family were watching one of the Middle Ditch and Schwartz episodes on Netflix.
Yeah, I need to watch the improv show.
Yeah, the improv show. They're hilarious.
Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can get FPS to maybe have like almost like a study section of that. And because we've been talking about improv theory.
Oh, really?
Because it's a fun topic. Well, that's a topic for another podcast. Owen, what's your top 10 shows of 2019?
All right. Last time we talked about the movies. Now we're looking at shows.
Heck yeah, boy.
All right. This is again still from December 29th of 2019. Pretty sure I saw all the shows that I needed to. Yeah, two of these. This one I have here, definitely I want to move up, but it's hard to pick where it should move up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But let's get to it. So number 10 I've got on here is from one Disney Plus, and it's the Forky Asks a Question series.
I have not seen that.
I mean, I needed a 10th. I could only think of 9 shows at the time. I was like, well, I mean, technically this does come out every week. And like the new Clone Wars season hadn't come out yet. Oh, I should also mention this list is like seasons that mainly came out in 2019.
Yeah, makes sense.
You're going to see stuff like, wasn't there like a 2020 episode? Like, yeah, but the season started in 2019 and it finished before I could like make this list. Yeah, that sounds right. So yeah, forecast. It's cute, you know. It's got just looking through these. It's got a good bunch of funny ones. This one where he asks about love. That's I think my favorite one, just because of everyone that's involved in it. Yeah, that's just.
Plus, we love the Toy Story universe.
Yeah, it's very good, and it's a cool addition to have more Forky doing stuff.
He's a great character.
Yeah, he's pretty sweet. Very nice, very nice. All right, let's go here. Number 9, I've got down as Stranger Things Season 3.
I have still yet to see part of episode 1 because we were watching it at my aunt's house. And then what drew me in, because like I said, I saw maybe 5 minutes. Well, I saw the D&D game or the session.
Yeah, the opening of the episode is really good.
And then like there was this girl. I was like, so maybe it's one of the character's sister. She's a main character, I think. And I was like, whoa, she's really hot. Let's keep watching this show. But then there were like, not my nephews, but technically I called them my nephews when my cousins were out. And so we changed it because it's scary apparently. And I was like, dang it, I miss Hot Girl.
Yeah, wait until season, is it 2 that's super freak? No, they all got super freaky elements. But here's the interesting thing about that show. Stranger Things, like the characters of like 11 and the Mike and Hopper and whatnot, they were only supposed to be for the 1 season. They knew that if they were going to make a season 2, it was going to be a completely different cast and like completely different stories and whatnot, because it's like Stranger Things, so they wanted to focus on different stuff. Unfortunately, 11 was the most popular Halloween thing. So they're like, all right, we gotta stretch these characters out that weren't exactly meant for a season 2 or a season 3, even as we've gotten to now. But season 1, it was really good. I enjoyed it. Season 2, I think, was a little bit better in some regards, but it was also a little worse in other regards. Season 3 was kind of, looking back on it, it was good. You know what I mean? Like, it still had the Stranger Things elements and whatnot. It had fun moments. The bad guy stuff, as you would call it, was pretty neat. and was very gory, I'd say.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty gory in season 3. But just a lot of characters kind of lost their way a little bit. Like at the end of season 2, uh, when they're wrapping stuff up, you see two. I won't say who, because you haven't seen it. There are two characters that you think are gonna kind of like connect a little more in the next season. Like you think that thing's gonna go somewhere, but
Hmm.
they don't talk to each other. I think throughout the whole season, which is really weird. And then there are one or two main characters that just become filler, honestly. They're just kind of there because they were in the last season and there's no way to write them off. So they're just standing around doing nothing. 11 is very downgraded, I guess. Like she's still like cool and stuff. Millie Bobby Brown, she does her thing, but it's just not as intriguing as it was in season 1.
Gotcha.
And Hopper is cool. That's what's his name? David Harbour is the new Hellboy that did horribly. But yeah, season 3 was fine. It went through a lot of interesting stuff, and there's a big thing at the end of season 3. And I mean, there's going to be season 4. They've already put out a teaser for that and stuff. There's a thing at the end of season 3 that I really don't like that they changed it. Like they did something in season 3, and I was like, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense. All right, we're done here. But then they're like, no, in season 4, we're not done with this thing. It's like, well, you just wrapped it up in such a lovely, nice little bow. Like, where do you even take this character or story now? They're like, no, this is happening. And so I'm just waiting for that. Stranger Things has become kind of a mumble. But I think I would have really enjoyed the whole, like, each season is a different thing, a different kind of mystery or 80s thing, or maybe if they weren't, maybe it's like a 90s thing. Maybe season 2 of Stranger Things would have been something like a Predator or whatnot. Whatever's popular in the 90s.
Yeah.
But yeah, number 9, Stranger Things, season 3. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm gonna like this is a live thing right now. Number 8 and number 7, I'm going to switch
Gotcha.
because
So what's your new number 8?
yeah, because I really enjoyed what I put in number 8 here, but I can't find a good place for it anywhere up. So right now, so new number 8 is let's see something. Oh, new number 8 is Arrow season 8.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the half season, if you will. It was like maybe 10-ish episodes. I can't remember. Yeah, it was like 9 or 10 episodes, and then went right into Crisis on Infinite Earths. But season 8 did a very good job wrapping stuff up for Arrow. You know what I mean? Like most finales do.
Yeah.
But I think they really understood the kind of person that Oliver Queen in this universe was and where he should go. Usually in CW shows, aside from Legends of Tomorrow, there are a few really dumb things that I never enjoy. Cough Felicity, cough. But like she's not in the season. She shows up like end of the last episode.
Did you like her in the beginning of the show?
In the beginning, yeah. After that, she just kind of took the place of what Laura Lance was going to be, but just in a very awkward and weird kind of way.
Yeah.
So it was interesting to note that as soon as she left and the cast was a lot smaller, it suddenly was really good. There's not a particular villain in Arrow season 8. It's more just following Arrow through all these places that you know from stuff
Yeah.
and wrapping everything up and breaking the crisis news to a lot of people, I noticed. But it's a lot more concise, and I think that's what a lot of CW shows are missing, because there's so much filler and so many things you can easily do in one episode, but they do in one or in like 2 or 3. I would have put the season of Flash that's going on right now. I think that's season 6.
6, I think.
Yeah, season 6 is going on right now. The first half was great. The first half of season 6 of Flash, really great. But the problem is, like, it's not the full season, and it's gotten bad this rest of the season, and I'm always sitting there like, but you had blood work, man. It was like such a compelling and awesome villain in that half of the season, and now you just going back to this, and it's nothing.
Damn.
So my actual pick would probably be the first half of Flash season 6, but since I need a full season, Arrow season 8 is here. Also, side note, I was really mad that you saw Crisis, right?
I saw the first half. Well, I saw when he became apparently the new Spectre.
Yeah, that doesn't last long.
Damn.
Yeah, I was really bummed. It's like, that'd be awesome, but no, it's just gotta have an end. Whatever. All right, new number 7. Let me take a swig first.
I'm providing a distraction. All right.
New number 7 is What We Do in the Shadows, season 1.
That was only a show from last year.
Yeah, that season 1. Season 2 is going on right now. I'm really enjoying that. But
You
yeah,
keep hyping up that show.
Yeah, season 1 was last year. The movie is probably the best comedy I've ever seen, or at least like one of the best comedies.
Mm-hmm.
And the same guys are back at it again, but this is
Taika Waititi still in it?
I'm sorry?
Is Taika Waititi still in it?
No. Taika Waititi and Jermaine Clement are both producers, and well, actually, their characters do have a little cameo. I won't say where, but the characters do show up. But for right now, we're focusing on 4 new vampires who live in Staten Island. Yeah, and I guess the basis for season 1 is just they're living there. So there's Nandor, who was an Ottoman ruler until he was a vampire, and he has a familiar with him, like a slave guy.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Guillermo.
Guillermo?
Yeah, he's this young little chubby guy. Yeah. And he gets no respect, and he doesn't like that. And then there's this couple, Nadia and Laszlo. They're really good. And the fourth one is this. Sorry, I'm burping a lot. Oh, gas! Am I right? The fourth one, this guy. It's not Craig Robinson, but it's. Yeah, I won't even look at it right now. Or was I? Sorry.
What We Do in the Shadows.
Lost my train of thought. Yeah. But Craig Robinson, we'll call him now. He's an energy vampire. So he sucks out energy from people by boring them or aggravating them. So he works in like this stale gray like accounting house or like little stale office. He's got this he's a little bald and glasses, and he's walking around like, You know, Dale, I was thinking about that Q-tips thing that we were talking about last week, and I looked it up on LA Times, and studies show that about 15% of, and then you see the guy just like,
That's such a hilarious concept.
I know, it's so great, and they utilize it so well. But yeah, this show is almost just exactly like the movie, but in like a good way.
Yeah.
Like this show is constantly hilarious, always throwing new vampiric ideas at you, seeing what sticks and what doesn't, seeing all of them interact with each other. Uh, the whole little cast and the chemistry they have is uh, really. I'm not great at explaining shows or movies. Let me just state that now, folks. I'm not the best at it. So if I trail off or I ramble, stay with me here. Take my word that things are good. What's even here? I'm lost again in the world. But yeah, like go see the movie first, and then go right into the show, because that's what I did recently. I was like, I want to watch the movie again, so I did. I'm like, all right, let's go right into the show. And that night, I just watched season 1.
Nice.
It's for a good time. So here you go. Hopefully, I have more stuff to say about the next 6. How are we doing on time here? Oh, we're doing well. So, number 6. Pew, pew, pew. That's my lame attempt at effects.
Cool.
Number 6 here is DuckTales Season 2.
Oh, I didn't know I had a season 2 yet.
Yeah, it is the sequel to DuckTales Season 1.
No way.
Which in turn is whoever doesn't know, the remake of the old nice 80s Disney cartoon. But it's Scrooge McDuck and the kids, and they go on wild adventures. But this new version is really great. It's a more stylized animation. I think even like the older DuckTales, as neat as they were, just didn't look the best all the time.
Uh-huh.
This one, like, it's got such a vibrant style that really mixes the show with like the older comics and their style. It has a sweet little adventure to it. In season 1, there's like this whole overarching thing about the boy's mom.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, Uncle Donald, but like, who's the mom? And it's like a big secret throughout all of season 1. So they play really well into that. There's not exactly an overarching mystery in this season here. It's more of like, oh, they're doing more stuff, but there's a lot of overarching stuff. Louis, the green one, those who are bad with the names, he's kind of the main duck kid in this season, which is really interesting. Dewey was the kind of the main kid, the blue one was the main kid in season 1, and I like how they're like expanding them more, because one of the biggest complaints was always that the 3 kids, they're just all the same and they don't have anything.
Hey, Owen.
Yep.
Quick interruption. We should write a death battle on Alvin and the Chipmunks versus Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Just put that in the back of your mind. We'll work on it.
Okay.
Back to DuckTales.
All right. You heard it here, folks. That's what we're gonna work on here in quarantine. And Louis the kid in this season, and they play really well into the different personalities they have. Like even from minute 1, you can clearly see their differences, even like their similarities too. They expand a lot on different characters. They expand more on Donald and just how he feels about stuff. They go more in depth with one of the villains of the show, Glomgold, the evil rich duck. So they go a lot more into him and play off all of his strengths, if you will. They do go further into their mother, Della, but you know more about stuff from season 1. They're just kind of there's a lot to cover, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of awesome, just kind of one-off episodes. Like there's one episode of just them with the 3 caballeros. Remember those guys? The parrot and the was it a rooster? Yeah, it's a rooster. There's like a one-off of that. There's a one-off where they're trying to find a genie lamp. There's one about Scrooge going insane because he is missing 87 cents in his bin. Let's see. Oh, there's a cool episode with Darkwing Duck. So like, yeah, in the context of the show, Darkwing Duck is a show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so in this one, they're making a movie of the show. That's a fictional show, but was a real show in our world. And they're using it to set up a Darkwing Duck in that universe. They're trying to make it kind of a Disney afternoon universe.
Cool. That means that you better bring back Duck Dodgers.
That was not part of the. That's the complete wrong. That's the wrong studio, man.
But it would be great.
It would. It'd take a lot of elbow grease, but it would work.
I need to find that show.
Oh yeah, I got like at least volume 1 of Duck Dodgers somewhere in there. Yeah, and there's Moon People and all that. It was just a very consistent and very fun time. I enjoyed all the humor it brought. There's a good chunk of emotion that it brings, which is very interesting. And it's cool that like the old show, the characters were just kind of the same from the beginning to end of each season. But this, there's obviously has to be more depth, and there has to be more of a constructive narrative to help out kids understand things. So, yeah, I watch kid shows. I watch things that are labeled kid shows. What of it? You're definitely gonna see that more later. So,
no.
Yeah. Anyway, I guess that's a brief summary of. It's warm in here. Brief summary of it for my number 6 pick. Is there more? His name. Okay. Still good. Halfway through. Let's go. Number. Is it 5? Yeah, 5. Number 5 is Doom Patrol, season 1.
Oh, I need to finish that.
Yes, you do.
But the first 2 or 3 episodes that I saw, fantastic.
Yeah. So DC Universe has not had the most well put out structure in their original shows so far. Titans is just kind of bad. Whenever I found a fun moment in Titans, it just kind of got stomped on. It's like, nope, this character dies. Like, but it did put. Like, you could have done so much more with this, like this item or this storyline. They just kind of go over to a different thing.
They're all dead, dude. I saw Crisis.
Yeah. Well, you got to watch the rest of Crisis.
Damn.
Yeah, but and then they released the first season of Swamp Thing, which I saw the first episode, and it's really good. It's like an environmental drama horror, and I really like that direction for Swamp Thing.
And then they canceled it.
Yeah, and now there's never going to be anything else of it because of reasons. Even we don't know.
But is the first episode still out there?
Yeah, the first season's still here because it is a DC Universe original. And then they're doing Harley Quinn right now, which I've been keeping up with. You know, it's good, it's nice, but it's not my cup of tea. What is my cup of tea on here is I should also mention season 3 of Young Justice, also on DC Universe, is all right.
I've seen 3 episodes, I think.
Yeah, they definitely slow down things. Like what was the show I mentioned? Also did that, like the CW shows. They kind of slow down some things that could easily be sped up.
Mm,
Like there's I think 26 or 23 or 26 episodes of season 3, but they were like, I don't know, 13 in season 1.
yeah.
Yeah, so they're trying to do 2 seasons into one, but they only have the one storyline. So they got to really stretch that. And I think that's not cool. You should really harp. But we're not talking about that show.
You're right. We're on Doom Patrol.
Yes, we are on Doom Patrol because this show's cast is one of the best ensembles I think I've seen in a while.
Mm-hmm.
First off, Hollywood superstar Brendan Fraser is in this.
Yep.
Yeah, Hollywood superstar Brendan Fraser plays Robot Man or Cliff Steele.
Good.
Yeah. On the first episode, you oddly love him. He kind of starts off as a very mean man. They all kind of start off as generally mean people.
Yep.
But they find a connection through their meanness. Hollywood superstar Brendan Fraser does his best work in years since George of the Jungle. He brings such a nice what's a good word?
Breath of fresh air.
Sure, yeah. Brings such a good emotion and coolness and like sporadic, like he's the audience.
Gotcha.
I'm a brain in a robot head. I have no idea what is going on. And we also have we got Matt Boomer in here. He plays Negative Man. I really enjoy his arc that he has with like his own negative spirit because it's its own entity. So it's really fascinating to see them try to communicate.
I think the last episode I saw it ended with like him looking at himself in the mirror and he left him a note.
Yeah, that's definitely the end of one of these here.
That's like end of episode 2 or 3.
Yeah. You got the man Timothy Dalton playing the Chief, which probably on par with Pat Stewart's Professor X. I mean, they're both generally the same character, give or take psychic powers.
Yeah.
But the Chief plays it, or Timothy Dalton plays it really convincingly. And like in Titans, there was an episode for the Doom Patrol.
Yeah, but there was a different guy, right?
Yeah, it was a different Chief. There wasn't any Cyborg or Crazy Jane. They cleared it up, though, that Titans and Doom Patrol are 2 different universes.
They did?
Yeah, that's how they explain it in Crisis. Is that they're 2 different universi. That's why in the Titans universe, there's only Robot Man, Negative Man, Elastic Woman, and Chief. And also Negative Man has a different design than he does in this show. And also Chief is a completely different character and a completely different personality. So that's the excuse they made. But other favorites, of course, you got is it Elastic Woman? Because I want to say Elastic Girl, but that's also the Incredibles. Anyway,
they don't even call her by that, I don't think.
Yeah, but she's really awesome, fascinating. I forget this girl's name, but she plays Crazy Jane. You know about that character?
It's so good.
Yeah, she's so good, and she just gets better as the show goes on. And Cyborg is in this. He's amazing. Like the makeup and the stuff that he has is so convincing, and it's like he is a cyborg. That's kind of not what Snyder did with Cyborg, where it was just like half the face Everything else though is just metal.
Yeah.
Like this, it's like this cyborg is like he's got the thing, He's also got like a chest and like a hand and like his hands and one arm and probably like stuff with his legs, but they never show it. It's like, oh, it's a genuine cyborg, and this is a genuine kind of arc he has about like the classic man or machine thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they all work together beautifully. And the bad guy, Alan Tudyk, Mr. Nobody, is fantastic in this show because he's so eccentric and so out there and fourth wally. He really plays that off well as just being the narrator in most stuff and understanding he's in a show. And just he's psychedelic too sometimes. I think the best thing about this show is that it embraces the DC's weird side.
Yeah.
Because, let's see, it's a good one. There's an episode, Donkey Patrol. You remember this one?
I think that's the one I'm on.
Yeah. Donkey Patrol is the second episode.
Oh, then I saw it.
Yeah. Where the gang, most of them have to go through a donkey's mouth into another dimension so that they can figure out stuff with Mr. Nobody, but it fails and the donkey explodes. It's like, Sure, why not? And then, these next ones, you have two distinct episodes on a cult that worships a giant eye that shows up and blinks people out of existence.
As it does.
Yeah, and also their heaven is a snow globe that's in the chief's office. The whole world, and there's this dog that comes in, and this kind of Constantine-ish guy that comes in too. And then they have to team up with Mr. Nobody and like do this stuff through time and space and whatnot, and it's fantastic. And then like Danny the Street is in this. Danny the Street is a gender fluid street that is alive and like can do stuff and teleport. And there's this guy, the Beard Hunter, who like eats people's beards and their facial hair, and he knows exactly where they are. And there's one with Flex Mentallo, like early 1800s bodybuilder looking guy who has all control of all of his muscles, and each flex of a muscle does something. And there's like this crazy rat, and there's this crazy house, and there's all this insanity, but it's so good insanity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so fascinating and just explicit. And it really makes every episode so much fun and so interesting to go back and explore. Be like, oh, okay, that's this thing. Sure, why not?
I think you got to speed it up a little bit, boy.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, Doom Patrol. It's cool. All right. What is this? Yeah, number 4 is Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance, Season 1. The movie back in 82, 84, directed by Jim Henson, was, it was good. It was a fun little adventure. It had the Jim Henson style. There was so much production design that went into this. It is insane. But then now you have to make a show with that. You have to make 8 episodes, each of them like, I think, an hour. And you also have all that production design. There's a whole documentary, like hour-and-a-half documentary on Netflix about how the show was made and everything that went into making the tiniest things in the show. So the set design and costuming and the puppetry, absolutely beautiful. Nothing seems out of place. It's star-studded too. Like, that's not a reason to go into it. But like, the main character is Taron Egerton, and there's Jason Isaacs in there, and there's Simon Pegg in there, and there's Mark Hamill in there, and there's Marjorie Tyrell in there. There's I think Melisande from Game of Thrones. And there's so many like talented people that put their work into this, and their performances are so engaging and mystical, and it brings all of these whole new sides to the Dark Crystal universe that Jim Henson tried to make but just didn't have the time or the money. And now that people do, like the original like concept artist from the movie came in for the show and was like, yeah, all right, here's the stuff that I kind of drew for Jim, here you go. And they play so well into this world, and it's very easy to follow. It's also very action-packed when it needs to be. You know what I mean? The puppetry is fantastic. The writing, it's really good. It explains a lot of stuff from the movie. So even though this is like a prequel to the movie, definitely watch the movie first and then go into this, because there's going to be a great number of things that do not make sense at all if you watch the show before the movie. So Dark Crystal Age of Resistance Season 1. Very well made. Very awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. Number 3, Mandalorian.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't think I need to say anything else.
I will.
All
so,
right, good.
First 5 minutes, I didn't buy it. And then halfway through the first episode, I bought it. And then the rest of the show was fantastic. It was just a nice, almost Saturday morning epic. And you have, Baby Yoda, and that's cute and everything, but also he means something. He's not just cute for being cute. You feel the connection between him and the Mandalorian, or Mando, as we can call him.
Yeah.
The cast of characters that aren't them are great. I love the episode we're on that planet, and then it's the typical, oh, yeah, I know you're on this journey, but you can probably settle down here and live your life peacefully. And he's like, you can tell he wanted to. And it's just like, oh, I can't. And I was like, oh, I love those kinds of episodes. And it's like, oh, the nurse girl, they would be so cute together. And then that finale, buddy.
That finale, though, yeah. It's a really sweet space western.
Yes, it is.
I know definitely was what Lucas was trying to do with the original trilogy. And I enjoyed all the episodes. Some people give flack to like 2 of the episodes for not being as good. But like, come on, guys. There's still like very sweet moments in there. Baby Yoda. Don't need to explain that.
Yep.
And it sets up a lot of cool things for season 2 to come.
And season 3 is already in production.
Yeah, who knew? So, yeah, that's my number 3 pick. Let's go number 2. You want kiddie stuff? Here you go. My second favorite show of 2019 was season 1 of Green Eggs and Ham.
Okay.
You are laughing, yes.
Wasn't expecting it.
All right. Well, I got a really deep connection with Dr. Seuss. I think pretty much everyone does. And this is probably the best interpretation of a Dr. Seuss story since the animated Grinch with Boris Karloff. Hold on. So obviously it can't, if it followed things word for word in the book, it would be pretty stale. It would not even last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
It would just happen to be a short. So they had to expand stuff. And what they did was really well. The world that they build for this, very, very Seuss. You're going to hear that phrase probably a couple times, and I apologize for that. But it's just very whimsical and imaginative, and there's such a passion that went into each idea that they bring. And also, this is all hand-drawn animation too. So there's a lot of painstaking work, and it really works for this show. It is beautiful to look at, and is very fluid, and is very expressive. We got our two leads here. We got Sam I Am, who is voiced by Adam Devine, who
Nice.
was a character in The Righteous Gemstones, which was another show that was in 2019 that didn't make the list. But he was great in that. But in Green Eggs and Ham, he brings such a sweet innocence and playfulness to the character of Sam I Am, and also like a bit of secrecy. Who knows? And then playing opposite of him is Michael Douglas, playing a guy M.I., who is just this sad, down on his luck inventor who's just trying to quit inventing because he can't do anything about it, and he wants to be a paint watcher. But he gets mixed up with Adam Devine, or with Sam I Am, who's trying to release this Seuss creature, Chikoraph, out like into the wild. So they end up together, and what do you know? Sam's favorite food and the only thing he eats ever is green eggs and ham. So they have like these fun little things. They're like, hey, you want some of this? You know, the yolk is so exquisite when it's in a car. And then, you know, Guy Naik, he says like, I would not eat them in a car. And then Sam's like, all right, that's an oddly specific stance to take on something. It's so funny too. Like, it's such an enjoyable time from A to Z. I had a complete blast with it. There are side characters too. There's this wife and daughter that they always keep running into, and Guy maybe kind of starts having a will they won't they with the mom. But there are a lot of really sweet, tender moments. The mother's really overprotective, and by the end, you really do understand what she's coming from. And you see the kind of free spirit that the daughters just kind of become. There's also this guy who's like a rich dude. Forget his name right now, but like he wants the chick around, so he sends out these two kind of detective cop people that call themselves the bad guys.
Nice.
Like, yeah, we're the bad guys. We're gonna get you. They're hilarious. So each episode there's 13, you know, and they're named like Here, Train, Dark, Box, Rain, House, because it's like the different things. So
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, each of those different things pop up in and out. There's a good amount of Seuss references to like all the different properties that Seuss has created, all different things. I think it's Key. Yeah, it's Key from Key and Peele, who's like the narrator. His rhymes are really interesting, and when he kind of goes off book and off rhyme, it's also funny and stuff. This one part where like it's the episode with like the mouse, and there's a Les Miserables reference that goes on for like 3 straight minutes.
Nice.
It's like, it's really good singing. Oh yeah, this was such an unexpectedly enjoyable time. I thought that this would just be like some Seuss thing, like, oh yeah, you know, Dr. Seuss, he was a thing, but there's a real passion to it, and there's a real love for the source, and there's a real love just for animation and children's entertainment. I don't know. Sue me. I found a whole lot enjoyable in this. I can't really think of a lot of wrong things about the show. So
All right.
Definitely, it's up there. All right, so here we go.
Distraction time. That's not what it was. It's distraction song. No, that's not what it was. I'm distracting you.
Number 1 is The Good Place, season 4.
Ah.
Good Place is one of the best shows to ever come out of this decade, honestly. If not the best. Created by Michael Schur and starring people such as Kristen Bell and Ted Danson. It
Love
follows, yeah, if you don't know already, it follows four humans who have all
yeah.
died in
I've
different
seen
ways.
the first 3 or 4 episodes of season 1.
Yeah. But this goes on for the fourth season is the last one. So we'll get to the finale later. Just for the whole show in its entirety, it's you'd obviously like it, the whole thing, because it's very philosophical. It goes a lot into death and like the logistics of it, and a lot of stuff about ethics and how one should be a good person simply because to be a good person. It goes into each of these. This is a terrific ensemble. First off, these 6 characters that they throw in all together. The 4, along with Michael and Janet, are so enjoyable and so warm, and are so. I'm blanking on words because my brain is going somewhere and my mouth isn't. And also, it's just warm in here, so it's a little hard.
Yes, it is.
There, that's still good lighting. Anyway, yeah, season 4 is terrific. The entire show is terrific. There's nothing wrong with the show. Like, there was stuff wrong about Parks and Recreation, like the first couple seasons. There is nothing wrong with The Good Place. Like, Kristen Bell's character, Eleanor, is such a great anchor for the whole show and such a great with the audience kind of person. Chidi, who's such a great introvert and overthinker and all over the place. He just gets so sporadic and exciting. There's Tahani and Jason, who are both exceedingly hilarious. And season 4 is just filled with a lot of nice, sweet moments. They know they have to wrap stuff up, but they do it in such a very natural way, if that's weird. Like, oh, here we are in like heaven, more or less. But then it's like, so what's that like? Maybe there's a fault in that. Maybe there's some way we can fix this so that it's fair for a lot of people. But it's really exciting too. Sometimes it's very emotional. The finale is, I just watched it again recently, is very terrific at showing like everyone is going to be okay. And even though most of the stuff might be wrong in real life, it's all right, because death is such a natural part in our world and it's something we can't avoid. But what we can do is do something with our lives and be good people for the sake of making this a good place. So that might have been a bit rambly, but Good Place season 4. That's my number 1 show of 2019.
Now let me mention some shows.
Yep, you go right ahead, man. I've been talking this whole time. Next podcast, you're talking the whole thing.
I saw all of The Witcher, and the general consensus is that it's good.
Mm-hmm.
People are like, is it the Game of Thrones replacement? No, because it's an entirely different world, and it's totally different story. It's less politics and more Geralt. I always thought it was Geralt, but it's Geralt. Geralt of Rivia. Toss a coin to your Witcher. Everybody knows that now. It's great. Is it confusing? Because the timeline's not perfectly laid out for you, and they do things in a different order. A little bit, but you understand by the end. The second to last episode, I think, is when all the timelines finally converge back. And just to help you out, Owen, the first episode, it's already different timelines for different characters' point of view. You have Sindri's point of view, Geralt's point of view, and then in episode 2 they introduce what's her name? the witch. It's not Vanessa. Whatever. But you introduce another person's point of view, and then they finally all converge. And if you look at the episode title, the second to last episode finally gives you like, here's the point of reference. Even though this thing happened in the first episode, we're finally caught up with the other character storylines to that moment. And then at the end, it's all together. I had her name for a second, and then I forgot it again. Oh, shoot. Yennefer. It's Yennefer. Sometimes Yennefer is the witch. Some random nudity that didn't kind of really need to be in there. But other than that, it was good. I wanted more Geralt and I wanted more action, but the action that was there, fantastic. I think I probably like The Mandalorian more because it's more consistent and easier, easier to follow. But I'm excited for season 2. And I'm not sure if this anime came out this year or not, or last year. But it's called Mob Psycho 100 Season 2. Mob Psycho 102. And it is one of the best damn animes ever put to television. It's so emotional. I'm so proud of my boy. I almost cried, and all he did was attempt not a mile run, but like the 5-kilometer run or whatever from the school. And like there was a build up to that. And it's like, oh man, if you don't know the premise, it's the same author from One Punch Man, which is, it's a comedy, and I'm ridiculously strong, and I wish I had an opponent that was strong enough to defeat me because I beat him all one punch.
I know about One Punch Man. I haven't seen it, but I know about it.
And Mob Psycho is, I'm ridiculously strong psychic, and I'm a middle schooler, and I'm socially awkward, and I want friends. And it creates a compelling narrative and characters to follow, and it's good. So those are the 2 shows that I watched. Disney Plus came out last year, so everything on that's new. High School Musical, the series, would never be in a top 10, but it's good, dumb fun if you have nothing else to watch at the moment. I'd also recommend The World According to Jeff Goldblum in terms of reality television. That's just a nice, I'm eating, and I get to learn about this specific gene culture or ice cream culture or tattoo culture. It's some good stuff, and Jeff Goldblum's a character and a half. So it's always fun to see that. Can't remember any other shows that came out that came out this year and I actually watched. Nope, I still need to watch the new season of Castlevania, but I think that's this year. So, hey, we can do a yearly thing now.
Cool, yeah.
That Instagram post that you posted can just be a podcast.
That would be, I do that, yeah.
Yeah, so next week we'll talk up some video games that came out and maybe some comic books. If I read any comic books that came out in 2019.
Yeah,
maybe
speaking of which, have you gotten around to the Spider-Verse that you borrowed?
No, it's still right there.
All right.
I mean, I have 3 weeks and a day until we're out of this place.
Fair enough.
This place being home.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I had to say on shows.
Nice. I'm sure there are a lot of shows out there that you, the viewer, have watched and we haven't seen. Comment below some of the shows that fit that description.
Now,
what are your thoughts on the shows that we talked about? Is there something
what's
specific?
your favorite show of 2019?
That's the question of the day. Put it up. Put it up.
Remember we had those?
Yeah. We still have them. Well, not on the Brothers, but, once MoonTown picks up again.
Well, once MoonTown picks up again. Oh, man. We had that momentum when we were, months ahead of schedule.
I know, yeah.
And then we got stuck.
We got to get back to that.
Yeah. Slowly and surely, we will defeat Kingdom. We will defeat Kingdom Hearts.
Mm-hmm. We definitely will. That's going to be a heck of a milestone.
Yep. All right.
All right, then. Anything you want to close off on?
Stay safe, everyone. Now's a good time, if any, to get closer to God. Random thought, if you're Christian, or if you're not and you still have a God. Technically, I believe you have one anyways, you're just not paying attention. Um, did I enter dangerous ground?
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay. Okay.
Everyone's entitled.
Yep. And if you don't want to, make sure to pay attention and center yourself. If you're like me, sometimes locked up in your room, you know what? Just go to the living room and hang out with your family. It'll make you happier, even if you argue with your family. Guess what? That's all you have right now. So just deal with it.
Yeah.
Love everyone. Love yourself.
Well, if you live alone,
if you live alone, I would consider online gaming more and talking to people at the same time, or read a book, meditate, go on a walk if you can. I don't think everyone can.
well, everyone can. It's just that a lot of people don't want to.
Well, yeah, but like also, if you don't really have a good area to walk around.
That is fair. That is very fair.
But that's all I have to say.
Do you take walks?
No. And Val keeps telling me that I should. Or not telling me like, you should take a walk. She's like, it's a suggestion like, oh, you should take a walk. And I go outside when I take out the trash. And then I'm too lazy to take a walk at night. And I also don't know how other people would feel about that. Like as in my neighborhood.
Yeah, you could just like walk around the, I guess in your case, block.
Yeah.
Get like a good 3,500 steps in or something.
Mm-hmm.
Do that like once or twice every day, you're golden.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. Anyways, what about you? Anything to say to our viewers?
Well, you definitely summed up a lot.
Sorry, it was random. Just kind of came out.
You definitely summed up everything that people are doing in life with or without this. Getting closer to God and finding themselves and spending time with family and people. There's not much I can say except keep breathing.
I didn't say that. Good job.
Yeah, water. It's man's best friend.
Stay hydrated, which is the thing I like to yell at school events.
Yeah. If you're in a warm condition like us, make sure to stay cool. And if you don't live in a hot condition like us, then stay cool.
Stay frosty.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, everyone.
Thank you. We will see you next time when we talk about other things.
We'll see you in technically 2 weeks, but technically Owen and I will see each other in a week.
Yeah, don't tell them that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, leave it. Oh, we're still recording. Shoot.
Cut it.